Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a new video. I can't believe it is the end of 2022. I can't wrap my head around this. I don't know about you, but I genuinely cannot believe how fast this year has flown by, at least for me. I feel like every year it just gets faster and faster. When I was a kid, people were like the adults are like, life goes by so fast. And I'm like, no, it's so slow. I don't know what you're talking about. But then as soon as I became an adult and had to be responsible for everything, I was like, I understand. I understand what they're saying. And in a time where we feel like we need to do everything, I think it's important to slow down and kind of focus and zone in on things that really truly matter to us. I think it's a great time for self-reflection and to see the wonderful things that you've done over the year and be grateful for all that, along with look into this new year and what goals you want to accomplish in this upcoming year. So I love this time of year, but I know it can be a little difficult for some people to kind of start prepping for this new year. And so in today's video, I'm going to share with you a couple of things that I think you should try out in order to start a new year on the right foot. So there's this Russian saying that the way you bring in a new year is how you spend it. Basically, don't be sleeping on your couch at midnight, party, have fun, whatever that looks like for you. As long as your spirits and your mood is in the right place, that is kind of like the point of that saying. Like, be joyful, be happy, ring in the new year with excitement. And that's what I always try to do every single year. I always try to start my new year like that. But aside from that, what I like to do is to start off the year with a clean environment. So I like to kind of clean my apartment as best as I can and have everything organized as much as I can before ringing in the new year. So things that I maybe haven't gone around to, like cleaning out my pantry, cleaning out my fridge, or just setting and tidying things up in my living room, cleaning the floors, because you want to start this new year again the way you want to spend it. So you want it to be clean and fresh and nice and just warm and welcoming. At least that's how I like to view things. So I like to just kind of do the basics. I wouldn't say I go into this huge deep cleaning scenario. That's absolutely not the case, but I like to make sure my apartment is nice and tidy. The next thing I like to do is create a short-term goal or plan. This is not like a 5-year plan. This is kind of just bullet points that I am hoping I can hit throughout the year. It's not something I'm pressuring myself to do, not something that I'm like, oh, if I don't reach this, then I'm a failure. No, just certain little goals. Maybe they're not even specific. Maybe it's just more of like an outline that you want to do, I think creating something like that, writing it down, having it be like in front of you could be really helpful and beneficial. If you want to go an extra mile, then go ahead and do New Year's resolutions and literally write it down or type it up, print it out, put it somewhere where you're going to see it every day. That could be very helpful too. Personally, I didn't find that very helpful. I did that for like 2 years one time and I didn't like it. I like to kind of create just outlines or guidelines of what I would like to do and work on. Another way to get organized, if you haven't done so already, is to buy a planner or a calendar, whatever you think is going to work for you. If you want, try it all out. Buy like a little planner, maybe use a digital planner. I personally like to actually write things down, so I have like an actual planner. I know sometimes big calendars work for people where you can see just like the entire month, and then every month you get you rip it off and throw it away. Sometimes that works for people too. They kind of like to see the whole month at a glance. I have like a whiteboard in my dining room, so I like to write kind of like big, huge events on that. So it just kind of depends on how you like to work. It's very helpful because you don't have to keep everything in your head. I used to never use a planner. Like when I was a kid in school, I never used a planner. I think the first time I used a planner was in college because at that point I had so much homework and so much that I was doing that I just couldn't keep it all in my head. Like I kept forgetting to do things. And I was like, what is happening? It was a bit of an adjustment period for me to begin to actually use a planner and have it be working with me, not against me, because then I'd sometimes just forget to look at it because I've never used it. So that could be a thing for you too, but don't fret. They are very helpful. That is why they exist. So really, I highly encourage trying out a planner or some form of calendar system and try to remember to check it every day as well. Don't be like me and just forget that you have one. Another thing that I actually have done for the first time this year is create a vision board. And this year was actually the first year that I've created one. And it was a lot of fun. You can either do it the old-fashioned way, which is like cutting out of magazines and all that stuff and creating it like on an actual like poster board. Or what I did is I went into Canva and just screenshotted pictures or pulled some pictures from my own photos, or just wrote things in, and I created this vision board for this upcoming year of things that I kind of want to manifest and things that I want to see myself accomplish or work on. So things like financial freedom, or setting boundaries with my family, wedding planning, things like that. So it can be anything. It literally can be anything because it's all personal to you and what you want to do. But creating that vision board and then printing it out, putting somewhere you're going to see it every day, will just kind of trigger your mind and play like this trick on your head that you're like, I'm working on that. Yeah, I got that. Ooh, I totally forgot about that. Let me try that out. So it's there to be your little daily reminder, and I'm really excited for it. I am excited to see how much it works or it doesn't. I don't know, because this is my first year making it. Liz made one last year and it was actually pretty accurate. But she was like, I realized I was too broad on things. She's like, I'm gonna try and make it very specific. So based on what she said, try to make it as specific to things as possible. So if you want to strengthen relationships, which relationships? With your friends, with your family, with coworkers, like with yourself, like what are those relationships that you want to strengthen? So things like that. And honestly, those are my tips, because I feel like everyone gets prepped for the new year in different ways, and different things do work for various people. And I don't believe that a new year is the only time that you can start fresh. I believe you can start fresh every single day. I know it's kind of more of just like a inner feeling of like, ooh, new year, new me. I get it. Trust me, I understand. But I feel like those are kind of just like my main points and main things that I personally like to do. Or like I said with this vision board, try new things out. So I'm excited. I think this is going to be a great year, and I'm super grateful for everybody that I've had in my life and all the experiences I went through, the good and the bad, because it's helped me become a better person and a better version of myself. So I'm so excited to see what this new year is going to bring. Me being in my 30s now, I feel like I'm opening so many doors and so many chapters are closing, but amazing ones are also just beginning. And I also believe this is going to be my last video for the year. So happy new year, you guys. I hope you have a fun, safe holiday. I love you so much. Thank you to everybody who has been with me this whole past year, and welcome to all the new subscribers. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you have a fabulous new year, and I will see you very soon.